Ever wondered why our minds tend to lean towards negativity rather than positivity? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? This labyrinth called the mind often seems to prefer the darker corners, focusing more on the negatives. But why does this happen? What could be the reasons behind this? Well, today we're going to unravel this mystery. We'll count down 10 reasons that explain this interesting tendency of our minds. So, buckle up for an interesting journey into the human psyche. Let's dive into the 10 reasons why our mind thinks more negatively than positively. Starting off at number 10, evolution. Our ancestors needed to be more aware of threats for survival, which has carried over into our modern psyche. Picture a time when every rustle in the bushes could be a predator. The constant vigilance required for survival wired our brains to focus on the negative for protection. Moving on to number 9, negative bias. This is the brain's tendency to focus more on negative experiences than positive ones. For example, you may remember a single negative comment more vividly than a dozen compliments. This bias strengthens over time as negative experiences stick in our minds, creating a pattern of negativity. Next up, at number 8, we have pessimism as a defense mechanism. Sometimes expecting the worst can serve as a way to cushion ourselves against disappointment. It's like carrying an umbrella on a sunny day, just in case it rains. These are just the tip of the iceberg. Let's peel back more layers. At number 7, we have the media. Negative news sells, and this can influence our mindset. Our minds are like sponges, soaking up the world around us. When the media is flooded with negativity, it's no surprise our thoughts follow suit. Consider the last headline you read. Was it positive or negative? Chances are, it was the latter. Moving on to number 6, society's expectations. We live in a world where we're constantly told we're not enough. We're too this, not enough that. It's a never-ending cycle that can cause our thoughts to spiral into negativity. Imagine if we were to flip the script and celebrate our unique qualities instead. Last on this segment, at number 5, we have personal experiences. Our past experiences, particularly the negative ones, often shape our present mindset. It's like a broken record, replaying the same tune over and over again in our head. We're halfway through, but the most potent reasons are yet to come. Number 4 is fear of the unknown. It's human nature to fear what we don't understand. We're wired to prefer the familiar, the predictable. When we're faced with something unknown, our minds automatically fill in the blanks with negative possibilities. It's a survival mechanism, really, but it often leads us down a path of negative thinking. Moving on to number 3, stress and anxiety. Stress isn't just a physical response, it's a mental one. Our minds respond to stressful situations by imagining the worst-case scenarios, which often leads to more stress and anxiety. It's a vicious cycle. Next, we have lack of self-esteem at number 2. When we don't believe in ourselves, it's easy to let negative thoughts take over. We doubt our abilities, our worth, and this fuels negativity. It's important to remember that everyone has worth and everyone has something to offer. We're nearly at the end. Can you guess what's at number 1? And the number 1 reason we think more negatively than positively is negative self-talk. It's that little voice inside our head that magnifies our flaws and downplays our strengths. It paints everything in the worst possible light. This constant barrage of negativity can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, causing us to believe these distorted views and impacting our overall mood and outlook. It's like having a pessimistic commentator narrating your life. So there you have it, the top 10 reasons why our minds tend to be more negative than positive. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. We've discovered 10 compelling reasons our minds tend to harbor more negative thoughts than positive. It starts with our survival instinct, where negativity acts as a defense mechanism. Then we have social conditioning, where societal pressures and expectations can breed negativity. Lack of self-esteem and self-confidence also play a significant role in steering our minds towards pessimism. We've also discussed how factors like stress, fear, and worry contribute to this predisposition. And, not to forget, the role of past experiences and traumas that have a lasting impact on our thought process. The main culprit we found is the inherent human tendency to focus more on the negatives than positives, a phenomenon backed by scientific studies. Understanding why our minds lean towards negativity is the first step towards adopting a more positive mindset. Remember, it's all in the mind.